Welcome back to Chartwell Uplift, everybody. It is week 21 of this project, and we continue to find some lovely surprises behind the stucco here and there. But of course, when you got pros like Sprucehill on the job, those things are going to get fixed and dealt with. Let's go have a look and see what is going on around the site today. We've got Centra windows on site doing some window installation. We've got Sprucehill carpenters on site doing some carpenter stuff, and we've got Pink Plumbing on site doing some plumbing stuff. Let's go check it out. So we've got our friends from Centra Windows up on the scaffolding there getting one of the windows replaced. So that's just a retrofit window. This particular client they already had some windows replaced, and they have decided that they want to make sure that they maintain that same window manufacturer for the rest of the windows. So that's what's going on up there. We've got Centra here replacing the rest of the windows, and that's just part of what the client wanted us to do. Retrofit windows, not a normal Sprucehill detail. Be honest with you, it's not normally what we do, but if a client has already done a whole bunch of them, well, sometimes we've got to do what the client says. Okay, so we looked at this not so long ago where this was all opened up. There was a temporary wall here, and you'll recall that you could put your hand through the plywood here because it was so rotten. So the team has removed all the rotten framing. We've got it resheathed with brand new, beautiful 1/2-inch plywood. And then we have got the window reinstalled, and you can see that this has all been done very, very nicely. All put in, absolutely beautiful. Now, again, this is not Sprucehill doing this work. I personally am not the biggest fan of using spray foam around the windows. Rod and caulk is a much better solution. So this again, it's a supplier that we don't do a lot of work together with. So just not used to our details, but the Sprucehill standard is backer rod and caulking on the inside of all the windows. And you know, my buddy Murray Frank, when it comes to water tightness and waterproofing of a house, you know, the example that he uses is when you get into your car, do you roll down the window and caulk the outside of your door shut so that no water can get inside your car? No. The way that a door is made is you have a gasket on the inside of the door, and when you close that door, that gasket creates a seal on the inside of the door. So the door around the frame, or around the window, the door frame, is designed to leak. It's designed to allow water to get in there, but it's also designed to have a waterproof seal on the inside of the door. And the same idea and same technology works here. As long as you've got your water barrier on the outside of the home, a little bit of water gets underneath this window. As long as you've got a good product underneath it, nothing's going to rot. And because we'll have rain screen, that water will be able to drip out or dry out over time. So again, like I said, not a huge fan of spray foam. Is it the end of the world? Does it need to get pulled out and redone? No. But you know, for what I have learned through all of my education over the years and through building science, backer rod and caulking is the gold standard for sealing your windows to the inside. And there is no need to put caulking on the outside of your windows, on the back of the flange, or any of that nonsense. If you have an envelope engineer telling you to do that, push back as hard as you can, because it's a stupid detail, unnecessary, and a pain in the ass to work with. I have done it, and it sucks. You get caulking all over your hammer, and you just get caulking everywhere if you're trying to put caulking onto the back of a flange of a window. Awful thing to have to do, and it's actually a really stupid detail, and it's not what you should do. What you should do, backer rod and caulk on the inside of the home. That's my take. What's yours? So this is what goes behind the wall when you have a wall-hung toilet. So what you see here, this is the tank that holds the water, and it's insulated so it doesn't condense and drip and cause water or whatever else. And then your water comes, flushes through there, and then the drain is where my foot is, and it comes out and goes down the drain at the back of the wall there. So ultimately, this sucker is going to sit in here like thus. I don't know if it's flush or if it sits out proud. I'm not too sure. But anyways, like if you ever wondered what's behind the wall for a wall-hung toilet, that's what it is. You know, I mean, some people have a concern about these things and being able to service them and dealing with them once it's installed and having to open up drywall if there's an issue. I mean, it's a fair concern, but the plate that you see where you've got the buttons to push actually gives you access to this whole thing here. And if memory serves me correct, This guy just opens up like that. And that gives you access to the inner workings of the apparatus. So you can actually maintain it while it's still in the wall. As long as you get your rough-ins right and do do all of that sort of stuff right, you should be golden. So yeah, I mean, is it a concern? Yeah, maybe. But to me, you can do all you need to do pretty easily like that. And I'll tell you what, not having a toilet on the ground and being able to clean underneath a toilet, money. I think they're well worth it. What do you think? Okay, well, I mean, I think we can see that one or two of the bricks did not come out in one piece because we've got some brick shrapnel there. But we are replacing this delicious brick, glass brick, whatever the hell you want to call this crap. We're getting rid of that and we're putting in a normal window there because, well, the 80s called and they want these things back. And I am happy to give them back. I'm not going to give back my 80s music though. I love my 80s music. I don't know about you, but I love my 80s music. But I don't like those from the 80s. Okay, coming over here. Here we are at the back of the house and we've uncovered a little bit more rot, unfortunately. And so where we are figuring all this water is coming from is they have this channel detailing in the stucco. And there's a miter corner here that's allowing water to get behind the stucco. You know, in my humble opinion, this sort of detailing is just dumb. I mean, unless you live in California or the desert where it rains like almost never, you know, having any sort of horizontal surface that can capture water and allow water to get behind your siding is probably a solution I would personally encourage you to avoid. But I mean, you can see here the entire corner of the house is pretty much missing. And I mean, like, I should not be able to do that. It's just, I mean, it's self-composting. So, I mean, I guess, you know, you could say it's environmentally friendly because it's composting, but I don't think you want it composting, especially in a structural corner of the house. So this is where the old bay window was, if you'll remember. It was all twisted and torqued, and that's because the beam underneath it was completely rotten. So our friends from Sentinel Glass have been here and they've started to install the new frameless system that is going to be put in to support this floor to ceiling glass that's going to be getting installed. So this is quite the project to get this window in. This is a very expensive detail to do to get this size of window. I believe, I'm not sure if this one's going to qualify as a curtain wall or not, but it's going to be pretty damn close. So anyways, really suggest you stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, get that notification bell on so you can see the coolness that's going to happen here. But yeah, Sentinel Glass on the scene, getting started. More to come next time we're on site. That's a wrap on today, everybody. Listen, I appreciate you watching our content, and hey, would it be too much to ask you to subscribe and like? Maybe even share with a friend? That'd be pretty cool. In the meantime, if you have a home that you've been thinking about renovating, we would love to be your partners in success. Phone us, find us on the web. Whatever works for you, works for us. In the meantime, stay awesome. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.